Mike, the wind chill today is nowhere near as bad as it was a few days ago, but this morning I thought it was certainly enough to help you wake up on the morning constitutional.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny, Pat, is we've reached this point where half the people who tweet at me are like, oh, next week, way too warm. And the other half are like, not warm enough.
The debate never ends.
No, never. But, you know, I do think that we still have that support for some warmer days next week. The question, of course, is just how warm do we get? Before we talk about that, I want to talk about something that I noticed yesterday, and I talked about this yesterday evening, too. The drought monitor still showing some abnormally dry sections, especially near the Penobscot Bay along the mid-coast and then through southwestern Maine. And if you remember, we had some big drought issues through York County just about 6 months ago. But what concerns me more than that is the fact that there's still a moderate drought ongoing through the Connecticut River Valley and into the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. And the reason for that is because with this drier pattern setting up, if we start to mix in long stretches of dry days, that could have some implications for the wildfire season as we get later into the spring. So nothing to be concerned about yet, just something to think about as we move through the next about 6 weeks. Current temperatures locally, we've got some teens, 12 in Rumford, 12 in Berlin, New Hampshire right now, 21 in Arundel. We're looking at 24 in Portland and 21 in Phippsburg. 17 in Bangor and Orono, 16 in Millinocket. Down east, some spots actually approaching the mid-20s, 26 now in Cherryfield, 24 in Lincolnville. And I think that northern and western sections are going to be the most affected by that wind today, making it feel even colder outside. So don't put the winter jackets away, even though we've got some warmer air in the forecast. Radar, quiet, clear. There's that stubborn cloud cover that I talked about earlier. That's going to try to move south, but I do think we keep at least some of the clouds around through the day, especially through southwestern sections. Northern Maine, though, looking great. Bluebird skies with a lot of sunshine. As we get into the overnight hours, maybe we mix in a few more flurries through the mountains. We've got this weak northwest wind. And that's, well, I guess it's not that weak. It's a bit breezy out there. But we've got this northwest wind, and that's driving some of the upslope snow showers that we've been talking about. By tomorrow afternoon, though, a lot of us see sunshine. It'll be a few degrees warmer tomorrow than it was today. And that's slowly going to pick up as we get later into the week before we really warm things up. But we got to get through this first. Wind chills tomorrow morning across the state. Everybody feeling like it's below zero. And that's going to be similar not only tomorrow morning, but as we get into Sunday too. So just something to keep in mind. Beyond that, though, is where things really start to change. There's that cold air wraps in, high pressure anchors itself over the mid-Atlantic, and then eventually shifts off the shoreline. And that return flow, that southwest flow, is what pulls in a lot of that warmer air, but not much in the way of storms. We're looking very dry for the next few days, and especially on Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe into Friday, we should be able to pump up the heat locally. So we'll see just how warm we get. Seas today, 2 to 4 feet, northwest wind, 15 to 20 knots. 7-day forecast inland. The next chance for showers comes maybe Thursday evening. And currently temperatures between about Tuesday, Thursday forecast to be mid to upper 40s and low 50s. But there's a chance, I don't know how big it is, that we start talking about like mid-50s and maybe even a little higher, Pat. So it really just depends on how much of that warm air we can get in and to make sure we don't move one of those backdoor fronts through.
We shall wait and see. Thank you, Mike.